All right, if everyone can go ahead and find their seats, we'll get started here in just a second. I now call this meeting of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association Student Senate to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I missed that. I want to begin our Student Senate meeting today, taking place on Thursday, September 2nd, 2021, with a land acknowledgement. We recognize that Kansas State University, as the first land-grant institution, stands on the ancestral grounds of the Kaw people. Our state of Kansas is home to 4 federally recognized Native nations: the Iowa, Kickapoo, Prairie Band Potawatomi, and Sac and Fox. We must remember that the land serving as the foundation for this institution was and still is stolen land acquired by white settlers. We pledge our commitment to creating decolonized spaces at the university while advocating for the support and future success of Indigenous faculty, staff, and students at K-State. And with that, we will now begin our first roll call with Pro Tem Saya.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to see you all here. So we'll get down to the fun stuff, being roll call. First, Bain.
Here.
Bannister.
Here.
Barron.
Here.
Bellamy.
Here.
Binkley.
Here.
Blood.
Here.
Booz.
Here.
Kahlo. Carr.
Here.
Compton.
Here.
Croslow.
Here.
Cunningham.
Here.
DeMott.
Here.
Doc.
Here.
Dunlap.
Here.
Elliott.
Here.
Ansero.
Here.
Esslinger. Farthing. Frederick. Buss.
Here.
Gann.
Here.
Glasscock.
Here.
Holland.
Here.
Hutzel.
Here.
Jambunathan.
Here.
Kidd.
Here.
Cope.
Here.
Kramer.
Here.
Lane. Lister. Long.
Here.
Lynn.
Here.
Marquez. May.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
McPhee.
Here.
Monteith. Nelson.
Here.
Oding. Pineda Gomez. Porter.
Here.
Prester.
Present.
Riemann. Rittenberg.
Here.
Riffle.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Rook.
Here.
Solomon.
Here.
Scharnhorst.
Here.
Shear.
Here.
Spliegel.
Here.
Stout.
Here.
Taha.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Vogelmore.
Here.
Wallace. Warren.
Here.
Willis. And also Willis. First being Jackson, second being Reese. Okay, neither. Alrighty, is there anyone's name I did not call? Fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you, Speaker Pro Tem Saya. Just as a reminder, like I said a little bit ago, please make sure that while we are inside that you're wearing your mask properly over your face and nose, or face and nose here, nose and mouth, just so we don't have any problems with as big of a group that we have in here. So now we will move on to our first open period. And first up, we have Attorney General Hobbs in the judicial branch.
Is she working? Yes, it is working. Excellent. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Annalie Hobbs, and I am serving as the Attorney General for this year. Normally on Thursday nights, I am not in your acquaintance as I am on the other side of the building hearing cases. So I have a little presentation snack for you guys tonight, just because this year in the judicial branch, we have a key word that we are trying to live by, and that is transparency. Wow, whoa, Annalie, transparency. That does not seem something like the judicial branch can have. Completely incorrect. While we cannot share with you what happens exactly during a case, because obviously those individuals and their information are protected, we are more than happy to share with you our processes, our training, what goes on, just not inside of a hearing, specific details as pertaining to each case. So that being said, we want to go forward and have the judicial branch be known as not something in the shadows. We don't want to be the secret branch. We aren't. We're working very, very hard. You just don't hear about it just because we're not in this room. So I'm just going to be here as often as I can this year whenever we don't have a Thursday night filled with cases. I'm really excited to get to know you all and just talk about how judicial can weave its way through Senate, executive, and itself throughout the year. So click on to the next slide, please. So this is a review, kind of, and if you're new, this is the judicial branch. We are comprised of two boards. So the Student Review Board hears cases involving the Code of Conduct, while Student Tribunal serves as a means for appealing judicial rulings. So Annalie, why are you telling me again what these two boards are? Well, let me let you know. So Student Tribunal is a vital part of our institution as an SGA. Student Tribunal gives you an opportunity to receive interpretations to a question that you may have about the Constitution, the bylaws, or any official SGA governing document. We are here for a reason. So that means if you want to use us, please go ahead, talk to Blake, go talk to Michael. We are more than happy to hear a case. We train for it. If you have a question, that's perfectly valid, and you should have some means of interpretation to see that out. So next slide. So this is just a reminder of some updates and significant changes we've made over the past year. Last year was a really big year for us because of our Student Code of Conduct revision. And throughout the year, we're going to be working through K-State to make sure that all students are aware of these changes and just aware of, in general, what the Student Code of Conduct is. We also made a big website update, and we will continue to throughout the year. Something you may notice when you log on to the Code of Conduct page is it looks a little bit intimidating. I don't know about you, but if I were a student and I was going to the Code of Conduct out of stress, it would be really difficult for me to weave through all that really legislative wording, that legal jargon. So we're going to try and figure out a way for it to look more appealing and just be more simplistic, just so people have an easier time navigating through that. We also underwent a bylaw revision, which just ensured consistency, updated our board composition, and removed a lot of inaccurate information that was just kind of sliding under the radar. Next slide, please. Excellent. So this comes to the point of my presentation, how to file a complaint. You all are here because you care about K-State. Am I correct? Raise your hand if you care about K-State in the community here. Everybody's hand is raised. That being said, I believe that you should all regulate yourselves as mandated reporters. Are you a mandated reporter? No, you are not. But as a person who cares a lot about this community, I feel like if you see something that concerns you or is a concerning behavior, that you should at least have the ability to know how to report it if you don't report it yourself. So guess what? Tonight we're going to walk through that. So if you go to the judicial branch website and you click file a complaint, next slide, please, you will be taken to this lovely page where you'll be able to insert a lot of information. Over here, you can notice at the bottom, there is a specific 2 lines that you should press if you are filing for a face covering policy violation. Next slide. So beyond the student code of conduct, and obviously not everything falls under it, Student Life provides an excellent page of resource that can be found through our campus resources tab that leads you to other areas where you can file issues with discrimination, sexual assault, and the like, and just get those filtered to the right area. So if you click the next slide, please, you just click that Report It tab on the Student Life page. Now, thank you guys so much for listening to me tonight. Obviously, whenever I come in, it's not exactly rainbows and butterflies that I talk about. So I really respect you guys for letting me come forward and talk. We are having out applications open at the time. So if you know anybody who has judicial at the core of their heart, or someone who you know would enjoy this work, please let me know and I would be happy to share them the link. Matthew and I, Matthew being the Deputy Attorney General, are really, really excited for this year. We're going to have office hours throughout the semester, and our doors and our phones are always open if you ever have a question or just want to chat about judicial. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, everybody.
Are there any questions for Attorney General Hobbs? Chair Booz, Senator Booz.
Yeah, Annalee, thank you for coming in and, being presenting more often and being here more often and that sort of thing. I think it's really, really cool. Could you give kind of a general description of what gets reported to, like what should be reported to the student code of conduct as opposed to reported to K-State via that link or via other methods?
Yes, of course I can. So if you go onto our website, you can see the student code of conduct right there. So there is a really wide range of infringements that can be gone through there. Vandalism is a prominent one, drinking on campus, usage of marijuana, etc. And the great thing about our code of conduct filing system, if it is filed through us and we are not the correct department, we will filter that to the proper people. I see whatever submission goes through the code of conduct complaint form, as well as Laurel Moody and Andy Thompson, the advisors of the judicial branch and individuals who work within Student Life. So immediately when that report is filed, it is read. And if it is something that is more immediate, then we will filter it in there automatically. If you are concerned about the number of days that that report is valid, we instituted with our bylaws revision that if a case is being filtered through an incorrect system, let's say it started in the Office of Institutional Equity, OIE, instead of coming to the Code of Conduct complaint automatically, when it is filtered in, the timer starts again. So that means that those cases aren't penalized for not being in the wrong department. Does that fulfill the question fully, or would you like more detail?
Yeah, I think so. And obviously, like, people should check out the code of conduct.
Yes. So obviously, when you do have an issue, you're not going on and being like, oh yes, I shall report it here. You don't know exactly what office you need to report it to when you are in a situation that calls for you to make a report. So instead, a lot of our filing is filed under the event itself and then sent to that office instead of having the office's name. That's just so people don't get intimidated when they log onto our website.
All right, are there any further questions for Attorney General Hobbs? Seeing none, thank you very much. All right, are there any additional speakers for first open period? Well, I have one. Switch mics really quick. So first, really quick, before I start this, I want to not address the elephant in this room, but the elephant outside, which is the big old storm that we got going on right now. We are currently in a tornado watch, so just something that we'll be monitoring throughout Senate tonight. In the event that we go into a tornado warning, the union should make an announcement. And at that time, we'll continue down into the bowling alley where we will take shelter. So fun times. I've had to do this once before, so I am prepared for this back freshman year. So that was a lot of fun. Hopefully we don't have to do that, but that could be fun. I don't know. Hopefully we don't die. We won't die. We got this. All righty. So I have a little presentation for tonight. Ooh, Ariana, under display settings, I think there's a switch option up at the top leftish. Yeah, swap. Bang. So welcome back to Student Senate. I'm so excited to have you all here, especially in Wildcat Chamber. This is the first time we've had a Senate meeting here since March of 2020. So it's been a while and it's awesome to be back. So if we'll hit the next slide, there were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today in first open period rather than a director's report. This is just kind of part of it. I know we've had a lot of new senators join us since I did this part of the presentation. So I am Blake Phillips. I am currently your Speaker of the Student Senate. My email is bphillips@ksu.edu. That's my phone number up there. Feel free to add that to your phone. Text me whenever you'd like, even 4 a.m., whatever. I am located in CSI Office 117, which you can see in that video down below. Fun little video. So feel free to stop by there anytime. We have phone chargers. Candy, a nice couch that has already had naps taken upon it. So feel free to come on in. We have a really good lunch group that comes and eats almost every day. So it's a lot of fun. Shout out Marta. Maggie's usually in there. Anyone else that I'm missing? It's a lot of fun. Anyway, the last thing that I want to point out is that Calendly link. If at any time you want to schedule a meeting with me, please feel free to use this link. It's also in my email signature. You can sign up for a meeting, pick the location, anything that you want. So feel free. It has like my calendar on it and it'll automatically put it on my calendar, put it on your calendar. Super cool. So feel free to schedule a meeting at any time about anything for that. So if we'll hit the next slide. So one of the big questions, this is our first time where all of us who are in person are not logged on to Zoom, which is awesome because I really hated doing that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So how does this work before we actually get into our Senate today? So first, like I just mentioned, we don't all need to be on Zoom. So whenever you're coming in person, you don't have to feel the need to like get the Zoom code or log in, anything like that. We will do most of our actual like motioning and all of that in person. So how does that work? In order to be recognized, so like say to make a motion, ask a question, anything like that, what you'll have to do is raise your name tent. And so that way, since I really haven't seen a lot of you in person, and this is the first time for several of you, which is awesome. Be sure to raise your name tent and I'll be able to call on you at that point in time. So I'll recognize you. You'll then be able to ask your question, make your motion, do whatever. The thing that is going away is our so moved from Zoom. We'll no longer be doing that. I might like prompt some motions, like I'll seek a motion for this, which at that point in time, you would raise your name or your name tent and say, I move blank, whatever the case may be. Another thing to note is that a second, so like seconding a motion, you don't have to raise your name tent for that. You just kind of go second, and we are able to do it that way. So Andrew, Creighton, Lily, would you all mind doing a little demonstration for me really quick since you all have been here for our last in-person Senate and you conveniently sat up front so I could pick on you. So for example, let's use, why'd my computer lock? Let's use the agenda today like we were going to consider resolution 17. So next up on the agenda is resolution 21-22-17. Is there a motion on resolution 17? Senator Glasscock.
I move to consider resolution 17.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to consider resolution 17. So that is how that works. So just imagine that for like everything that we do, whether it's asking a question, like questions don't need a second, but that is kind of how that will work. Really quick, are there any questions about in-person Senate, how you are like given the floor to speak, anything like that? Director Colburn.
Who's allowed to speak? Like, who's allowed to speak?
Yes, speaking rights. So if you are a student senator, if you are a member of cabinet, if you are like on Senate Executive Committee, the president of a student organization, if you aren't like a normal member of SGA, any of our independent positions, an at-large committee member when you're speaking on like the committee subject. I think I got all of them. Oh, yes, phase 2 interns, which will hopefully be joining us in about 5 weeks. But you have speaking rights, so you are able to raise your name, tent, and be recognized at that time. If we have a guest who does not have speaking rights, you are able to defer your speaking rights to them. So, for example, say that, I don't know, Josh, you are not a member of SGA. Maggie could raise her name tent. I would call on her and she would say, I defer my speaking rights to Josh, in which Josh would have the podium. So that is how we do that. So really excited to get back to that. It is a lot of fun. Now, what I want to do, if you were at new senator training last year, we did a Mentimeter. And so Nate did one of those to like feel out some confidence levels. And I kind of want to do the same thing with just in general, how we're doing with SGA this year, how prepared we feel to be a student senator, because I really want to be there to help you as much as possible. And I want to give a chance for feedback. So go ahead and pull out your phones and go ahead and go to menti.com and use the phone 8547-6978. And so at that time, I haven't actually tested this myself, so I really hope it works, but it seemed pretty simple. You should be able to vote on here, like how prepared you feel to serve as a student senator for this year. So whether it's very prepared, prepared enough, not very prepared, or totally unprepared. Feel free to take a vote on there. Yay. Maybe we should blast some music. Should have thought about this. Okay, we will give it, we'll wait till that gets to 50-ish. Maybe it'll stay. All right. Well, I like seeing the majority of those numbers. If you're in that not very prepared or totally unprepared category, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to meet with you, answer any questions that you have, or to just, help you in any way, because I want to make sure that if you're a student senator, you are like prepared as well as you can be to serve your constituents and to be active in this body. So please let me know how I can help you in order to do that. So if we hit the next slide, I think it's just a slideshow. Now, oh, what's going on? Okay, yes. So this is a kind of a time for you to submit open-ended feedback. So what questions can I answer right now to help you all be like more prepared to be a student senator? We'll take just a couple minutes to answer some questions and then we'll move on with the rest of the agenda. But I want to make sure that we have some good feedback and are helping everyone get prepared. What's going on? Oh, looks like we have a second. Ariana, if we like click on that, does it scroll? Oh, there's a little scroll thing down middle of the page. Let's go. I appreciate it, but unfortunately you are already more cool than me. So do we need to lay resolution 17 on the table to move it on with the agenda since it was, oh gosh, that was demonstration purposes only. I appreciate the parla on that one. Thank you. What kind of bills are able to be written? Great question. So we have a couple different types of legislation. They are bills and resolutions. Resolutions are kind of SGA taking a stance on something. So really, almost anything you can write a resolution about and introduce it to this body. We'll be going over a little bit later how to introduce legislation, where to find templates, all of that different type of stuff. But just about anything in that regard, if you have an opinion on something, want to commend someone, you can definitely write a resolution on that. A bill is something that essentially takes an action. So our most common bills are our funding mechanisms. So whether it's through our student services fee allocation or like a different committee, that's the most common time where there will be a bill. A bill also is used to amend governing documents. So that if you like find a mistake, want to change something about our governing documents, you're able to do that there. Next. Will nameplates be updated for caucus senators? Yes, and I apologize if I didn't get that updated. I thought that I did, but unfortunately, I will work to get those done as soon as possible. Let me know if your name tint is not correct, and I'll make sure to get that. Yes, I see you out there. I'll make sure to get that updated. My apologies for that. Are Senate shout outs coming back? Yes, if you take a look in the agenda, there is the link for Senate shout outs now. I've heard that a couple of the links on the agenda aren't working. I really apologize for that. So if that one isn't working, we'll figure out a way to get that out there. But that will be included on, yes, love it. That'll be included on the agenda every single week. So you'll be able to submit your Senate shout outs there and do that. Who can write legislation? Anyone. Anyone can write legislation. The only requirement is that you need a student senator or like a member of like one of us up here to be able to submit that legislation. But if you're a student, if you're a senator, you can write one by yourself. If you're on cabinet, you'll need to have a senator in order to have that submitted, or myself, Nick. Yes, I love it. Thanks for all the hard work getting it. Oh, I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, you have a question. Oh.
Yeah, basic, my question is, members just of K-State, just anybody who attends K-State, they can write a piece of legislation also.
Yes, correct. Literally anyone. Well, you have, okay, you have to be a student, my bad. Any student at K-State can write the legislation. There is just that caveat, you need a senator or myself or Nick to be an author on that legislation as well. Senator Booz.
I think there's some questions on there that kind of got boosted up with the likes.
Oh, did they?
And so that are up further up. Like, what is next job?
The Senate is too long. My apologies for those long senates. So I do apologize for that. I will actually be introducing something that should hopefully make them run a little bit faster here in a couple of weeks. But we had a lot of like intro stuff that was going on at the beginning of the year, such as elections for myself and Nick, as well as caucus leader elections, as well as just a whole bunch of different like things that just take a while. And I'm really sorry that that was your beginning experience. Those were just things that we had to get through. Senates will not normally be that long. We might have the occasional one, but they shouldn't be that long. Who's your favorite senator? Ha 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 ha. Good question. I meant to say good try, not good question. Let's see. Anything else on there?
What is next job?
What is Nick's job?
My job is embarrassing myself weekly.
Yeah, Nick is our speaker pro tempore. So he is my essentially number two. Nick takes minutes at our meetings as well as Senate Executive Committee meetings. He chairs the Diversity Programming Committee. And then you like take roll call, you act as the secretary, serve in my absence. Anything else you want to add? I probably missed something. You do a lot.
I can help anyone write legislation that wants to. Like, that's fun for me. So if you have an idea, I'll do it.
All right. Any other questions that we missed on there? What's going on? Good question. Okay, I think that's everything. Feel free, if you have any other questions, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. I apologize for the longer first open period speech, but I want to make sure that we're all comfortable and good to go for the beginning of the year. So with that, unless anyone has any questions, I hate this, it locks so often. We will move on with the agenda. All right, so we'll move on to approval of the minutes. The minutes were distributed way back in April when we were all still in school last year. Are there any questions or corrections for the minutes? Senator Kidd, caucus leader Kidd.
Yeah, not related to that, but it's about the current agenda for today.
Yes.
That question now. The link for the Senate shoutouts, I don't think is working. Is it not working for anyone else either? Maybe it's just a grasping thing.
Okay, if someone who has the link working, Maggie, if you want to send that, if it isn't working for anyone, you want to submit a shout out, contact Maggie and she'll get that to you. Thank you.
KSU.edu.
I do apologize for that. Are there any questions or corrections for the minutes? Seeing none, I will now seek a motion to approve the minutes. Senator Porter.
I move to approve the minutes.
Seconded.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the minutes will stand approved. We'll now move on to announcements. There are a lot of these, I'm sorry. So first of all, at-large applications are now live. If you're interested in serving on any of like our university committees or another committee for our student senate, those are all live. Please contact myself or President Dowd if you have any questions about those. Those will close September 17th at 11:59. So please do consider applying. Those are a lot of fun. As well as our SGA Elections Commissioner application is now open. So if you are hoping to serve in that capacity, please let me know and apply at that link, or you can contact myself, President Dowd, or Attorney General Hobbs. Just a quick note on that. If you are wanting to apply for Elections Commissioner, you will unfortunately not be able to run for a position next year, like as a student senator, student body president. And additionally, you won't be able to be affiliated in any way with any campaign. So just keep that in mind as you're mulling over whether to apply or not. Additionally,
Can I ask a question and clarification? Sorry.
go for it.
The link on the agenda for the at-large application says September 16th at 5, but this says September 17th at midnight.
Which one is the Friday? My apologies for that. 16th at 11:59.
Okay, the link still says 5 on the 5 o'clock.
Oh, does it? Oh, I see what you mean. That'll get fixed. My apologies for that.
But it's Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, sorry for interrupting.
No, you're totally fine. That was a good interruption. And yeah, so that will close Friday, September 16th at 11:59.
Thursday.
It's 16.
Gosh, Thursday. Sorry, my days are totally messed up. You can tell First Senate jitters. So yeah, our funding applications, if you're a student organization and want to apply for travel or on-campus allocation funding, that is open right now. So feel free to apply or contact any of our allocations chairs, which is Chair Long for travel and Chair Jam Bunathan for on campus. Currently, we have some judicial applications live. So if you're interested in serving in the branch that Annalee just talked about, feel free to reach out to her and apply at that link. Those are due Sunday, September 12th at 11:45. Additionally, from our intern coordinators, all SGA members are welcome to sign up to be an SGA mentors for one of our interns. Please consider applying. It'll really help to develop our interns and to really give them some like a point of contact in SGA and really help them get affiliated with our organization. So please consider signing up. SGA, we'll be doing another t-shirt order. So we're really excited about that. Ariana will be talking about that a little bit more. And so be on the lookout for that. Additionally, mark your calendars, folks. September 19th, we are playing the Collegiate in kickball. And this trophy is a traveling trophy. We used to play the Collegiate in a football game every single year. It was like an annual tradition, and we don't know when it stopped, but we have the traveling trophy. So we are the champions, and we are renewing that rivalry with kickball. So I don't plan on losing this. We're not going to lose it. Please show up on September 19th. We'll have more details coming on that, but we would love to beat the Collegiate in kickball. I apologize if there's a Collegiate writer in here, but we really want to beat you. Sorry. Proxies for the week. If you're ever going to be absent from Student Senate, please make sure to fill out a proxy form. For this week, I have Scharnhorst for Willis Jackson, Richenberg for Lister, and Kahlo for Martez. If you'll be absent from Student Senate and want to attend via Zoom, please see the link below. I sent out that attendance policy as well, so it should be on there. So please make sure to fill that out if you're wanting to attend via Zoom. Also, Senate shoutouts, the link you can see there. Finally, our SGA members of the week, our intern coordinators, Ashley Grills and Michael Arnold. Ashley and Michael have done a fantastic job of creating materials for the intern program and recruiting the next generation of SGA interns. Thank you for all your hard work this summer and up to this point. If we could give them a round of applause. The calendar is also really weird. This is my first time I used a new software to make the agenda and it was whack. So I'm so sorry for whatever happened down there. We have on-campus and travel allocations on Sunday, student services fee, governmental relations, and DEI on Monday, ops and Senate exec on Tuesdays, and then obviously student Senate on Thursdays. Our quote of the week, don't count the days, make the days count, by Muhammad Ali. Chair Long.
Clarification, there will be no tax.
Yes, correct. Because of Labor Day, there will not be committees. Thank you. At least, yeah, Senate Ops will still meet on Tuesday. Now we will move on to approval of appointments for our piece of legislation tonight. Is there a motion to consider Resolution 21-22-17? Senator Compton.
I move to consider resolution 17.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to consider Resolution 17. Will the author please come forward?
Resolution 21-22-17, approval of new student senators by the Senate Operations Committee. Whereas there are currently 3 vacancies for the position of student senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. Whereas Reese Willis and Joshua Barron have the next highest vote total of eligible and willing candidates in the 2021 SGA general election for the College of Arts and Sciences. Whereas there's currently 1 vacancy for the position of student senator for the College of Business Administration. Whereas Joseph Fuss has the next highest vote total of eligible and willing candidates in the 2021 SGA general election for the College of Business Administration. Whereas there is currently 1 vacancy for the position of student senator for the College of Engineering. And whereas Aaron Gann has the next highest vote total of eligible and willing candidates in the 2021 SGA general election for the College of Engineering, be it resolved that Section 1, the following individuals be approved as student senators for the College of Arts and Sciences, Reese Willis and Joshua Barron. Section 2, the following individuals be approved as student senators, the following individual be approved as a student senator for the College of Business, Joseph Fuss. And the Section 3, the following individual be approved as a student senator for the College of Engineering, Aaron Gann.
Are there any questions or corrections for the author? Seeing none, I will now seek a motion on Resolution 17. Senator Booz.
I move to approve resolution 17. Unanimously. Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 17 unanimously. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Resolution 17 will stand approved. If everyone who's here on this resolution will come forward, we can go ahead and get you sworn in and introduced. Additionally, if you have not been sworn in yet, please feel free to come down as well.
Yeah.
If y'all want to take a line right here. All right. And if you'll go ahead and raise your right hand and say, "I will" at the end. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of student senator and will, to the best of my abilities, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association.
I will.
Awesome. Congratulations. We'll let you introduce. So our standard introduction here, name, major, hometown, favorite smell. Aaron, if you want to go ahead.
My name is Aaron Gann. My major is computer science, cybersecurity. My hometown is Tonganoxie, Kansas. Of course, Blake is also from Tongi, and probably a lot of people in here are too. And then you said favorite smell?
Favorite smell?
Definitely coffee.
Hello, my name is Joshua Barron. I go by Josh. My major is, I'm a double major in physics and computer science. My hometown is Olathe, Kansas, and my favorite smell is vanilla.
I'm Joseph Fuss. I go by Joey normally. My hometown, or my major, is accounting and finance. My hometown is Overland Park, Kansas. And then my favorite smell is lilac.
Awesome. Thank you all very much. Go back to your seats. Oh, no. Hold on, somewhat. Awesome. Thank you all very much. All right, we will now move on to committee reports for the night. Are there any committee chairs who would like to give a report? Chair Richenberg.
Okay, yeah, I was really worried I wasn't gonna be tall enough for this thing, but we're good. I'm Marta Richenberg. I'm the GR chair of, well, I'm the GR chair. So I just want to give like a quick thing. So some of the things that I said that GR is going to be doing this year is having speakers come. So if anybody knows of anybody, either, works in K-State administration, works in the government, anything like that, that'd be interested in talking about like what they do and why they do it and how they got into it, please send me their contact information. I kind of just want speakers to come and spend maybe the first 20 minutes of GR to kind of talk about those things. Also, a big thing that GR is going to be working on this semester is a vaccine push. We're going to not so much focus on students because students are at an 86% rate as of right now, I believe. But Riley County kind of sucks, to put it lightly. But so we're going to work on a push for the community. I'm waiting for a couple of emails from Riley County Health Department to see kind of what they're doing and how we can help. So if that's anything you're interested in, please let me know, come to our GR meetings. I'd love to have as many people that want to be there. And I know everyone else in my committee will as well. But yeah, those are the big things right now. But yeah.
Are there any questions for Chair Richenberg? Seeing none, thank you very much. Are there any other committee chairs who would like to make a report? Chair May.
Open org central for me. Hi all, I'm Erin Rose May, Chair May of the Senate Operations Committee. And I'm gonna try to explain to you how to find the templates to write legislation and then also how to submit them. All right, so. Okay, so can you scroll up for a second? So in this first part, there's these 9 boxes in the top right corner. Can you put your cursor over that, please? And so switch views. If you're on Explore, you can't do anything. You have to be on the Manage. So she's on the Manage, which is right. So you want to be on the Manage, and that is how you can basically control what you're doing. You'll click on the 3 lines on the left next to the Student Governing Association, as she's already done. You'll click Documents, and she's clicked on that. Okay, you'll scroll down, and on Legislation, the 3 dots on the right, and you have to hit Open. It doesn't just automatically.
You can also
Oh, yeah, you can double click. Okay, if you scroll down, there's templates, and you can double click or open that. And then there's templates for a resolution, a bill, amendment to a governing doc, and then the allocation templates for OCAC and TAC. So that's where you can find, and you can download them, and then you can edit them basically. And then if you go back to legislation, so you go to documents again, legislation. Okay, you'll click on the 3 dots on 1, submit to Senate operations, or you can just open it. And then scroll up a little bit. And you can add a file or add a folder. So if you just picked a random one, and that is how you submit to Senate operations. All of your bills, legislations, resolutions, everything has to go through Senate operations to basically come to Student Senate. Are there any questions?
Any questions out there? Chair Long.
I saw something under the template about amending legislation. What was that about?
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go.
did it just say amending legislation?
Yeah, there's a template.
Gotcha. Yes. So if on the floor, we're debating a bill of some sort, you can make an amendment at any point in time to that bill. And so the template on there to be able to do that.
Very back one. Yep, at the very bottom. No, not all.
Sorry, the back button on Org Central is not a lot of fun. Yeah, so there it is. So in order to amend that legislation, all you'll have to do is use that form. I will have some paper copies of this, which is how amendments need to be submitted. So at any time, you can come and use this in paper form. So you'll just say, for example, if we were to amend resolution 17 that we had on there, you put resolution 17, amendment submitted by yourself, and then line numbers, you would just put the amendment and kind of describe the change down below. And so at any point in time, you are free to do that. Are there any further questions for Chair May? Senator Scharnhorst.
I noticed a typo on that template.
Admin.
I've amended, yeah.
That will get fixed. Was that on the, like, the file name itself or on the actual form? Okay. Thank you very much. Any further questions? All right, seeing none, are there any further committee chairs who would like to make a report tonight? Ooh, Chair Harmon.
Hi all. If I haven't gotten the opportunity to meet you, my name is Max Harmon. I am chair of the newly renamed Student Services Fee Committee. So I presented to you all, and sorry, excuse my allergy-ridden scratchy voice, but I presented to you all on the wonderful Privilege Fee Committee last semester. And because of university changes to the budget and the change to the name, we're now the Student Services Fee Committee. So we still do all of the same great work, and one of my goals for this semester is to make sure that we have one of the most informed senates on the student services fee and the allocations that have to go through Senate because of that. Partially because aside from the $4 million in bonds that are part of the student services fee that we don't make changes to every 3 years, besides that money, we are reviewing 75% of the rest of those allocations this year. We're reviewing Lafine and the Union, which are two of the biggest entities that we fund. So we still do the same great work, and we actually start those reviews with Student Design Center here, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after Labor Day. So if you ever have any questions about student services fee or how those reviews go, please come find me or any of the members of the wonderful committee. And we are happy to keep you informed and up to date, and look forward to sending you some reviews and some allocation contracts as the term goes on.
All right, are there any questions for Chair Harmon? Senator Blood.
What do we have to do to officially change your committee's name?
That is an excellent question. I am so thankful that Chair May and Senate Operations Committee is taking on the amazing task of going through our governing documents and changing the approximately 1 billion mentions of privilege fee. So thank you so much to Senate Operations and updating those governing docs. We love you all. Thank you so much.
Big shout out. That is thankless work, and it is very, very important to keep those up to date. Are there any questions for Chair Harmon? Seeing none, thank you very much. Last call, are there any committee chairs who would like to make a report? All right, I have a quick one. So in Senate Executive Committee this week, we had our first meeting of the school year, and we did end up holding, if you remember way back to April, we had a resolution that we held in Senate Executive Committee, and this was Resolution 14, which was titled, what was the exact title of that, Nick?
Something student organization reform.
Yeah,
Not very good.
Sorry, I should have had this one pulled up. So it was, is it not on that agenda? Yes.
Its name is Appeal to Kansas State University for Student Organization Reform.
Thanks very much. So yes, that was held in committee an additional week, just to give more time for Senate to be aware of this and for just to look at the resolution again. So be expecting that here in the coming weeks. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Speaker Pro Tem Saya or Director Haggard about that as well. And feel free to come to Senate Exec if you'd like to hear some discussion on that. We will now move on to directors' reports. Are there any directors who have a report tonight? Intern Coordinator Grills, I saw you first.
We're going to go.
All righty.
Hi team, how we're doing? Yeah, let's get excited. Okay, I'm Ashley, intern coordinator.
I'm Michael Arnold. I am the other intern coordinator.
We are super excited about this year with our brand new interns being in person. They're really great. You guys should come by and meet them. But we had the first intern meeting today, and like Blake did say, we have the mentor form up and it is out. We're gonna keep it up probably for 3 weeks, but feel free to fill it out now. Something new about the mentor program. We've had a lot of problems in the past about mentors not being engaged and making up enough time. So we do have the requirement that you'll put 2 times a month aside to hang with your mentee. Anything to add?
We had 29 amazing interns at the meeting today. And we hope that all 29 of them can find a cool mentor out in this body.
Yeah, they all came during a tornado watch. But also, actually, there's something else I was gonna add. Oh, keep referring, not necessarily through the referral form, but keep encouraging students to get involved. We want to be sure everyone's heard about the program and we've got our name out there. So I know you all know people, so putting that out there. We're open, we open the floor to questions.
Yeah, are there any questions for our intern coordinators today? Seeing none, Senator Caucus Leader Kidd.
Sorry, thank you. Can it be asked what apparatus is being used to educate interested parties about SGA?
Yeah, so Michael and I have gone through a few different avenues. We have flyers up in every single floor of every single dorm. And we also have, what else have we done? We've tabled at all of the different activities events and sent out referral forms for all of you to fill out and refer students. We've also sent out an interest form in K-State today. So we've really tried our best to put it out there. If anybody has a better idea, shoot that our way.
Any further? Oh, go ahead.
Quick follow-up. So thank you. That was perfect. Thank you. So when interns actually start coming to the like meetings or trainings or whatever, what does that look like? Is it just like a Google Doc presentation, or is it like a more hands-on module sort of thing?
So the presentations are half just kind of like informational about a certain topic. So today was just wide intro to SGA. And then also we started discussion about just getting them thinking about what changes need to be made on campus, like where can you identify areas that need to be improved. And then throughout, we're going to kind of maintain a lot of that discussion-based programming throughout phase 1. And then come phase 2, we have guest speakers. We're going to be doing a lot more hands-on activities with mock trials, and we're working on like initiative developments with cabinet members as well. And then like other than that, we're looking at other fun leadership building opportunities and other programming in that sphere as well.
Michael and I could talk endlessly about all the ideas we have, so feel free to text us. But
Are there any further questions for our intern coordinators? Seeing none, thank you all very much.
thank you, guys.
Further directors out there? Oh, executive branch, I see you.
I know, that was a good one. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? I know we're like an hour. Good. Okay, I didn't consult with them, but if everyone wants to like stand up and like take a little to the side, I know we're all getting a little, if you want to stand up. Okay, or don't. Yeah, thanks. Do a little stretch. Yeah, thanks. You have 30 seconds. If you're not stretching and you complain that you're tired later, I don't want to hear it.
Cameron, can you show some guys water or something?
All right, thanks, everyone. I know that these can get a little long, particularly in the first couple minutes, but hi, my name is Maggie Billman. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm serving as the chief of staff for the executive branch this year. We are just here to give a quick little overview of one, what the heck the executive branch is, what cabinet is, and the impact that SGA has on campus, as well as some initiatives that we have for the year. So if we could go to the next slide, pretty please. Thank you so much. So what is cabinet? I have sort of loosely defined cabinet as a group of 19 individuals who carry out the initiatives implemented by the student body president and vice president. They serve on committees and they represent respective areas of campus. So this sort of graphic that we have up here, the two people sort of represent Cameron and Michael. The one person in the middle represents myself, and then the group of people represents cabinet. So Cameron and Michael kind of came up with our initiatives and things like that through campaigning and through hearing ideas that students had. And then they sort of filter that down through me, and I facilitate all of that information to cabinet. That's really my job, is to help out all of our cabinet members to get connected with the proper areas on campus and to come up with action plans in order to get initiatives into fruition. So we can go to the next slide, please. This is a list of who all of our cabinet members are. Nick, is it possible to get this presentation emailed out with the minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, awesome, thank you. So all of these folks will be in your inbox soon. So if any of the initiatives that stick out to you later pique your interest and you want to help out on that, then do reach out to some of these people. So yeah, we have a good portion of our cabinet members here tonight. So cabinet members, if you stuck around, can you stand up and give a nice little wave? Yeah. Thank you all for staying. Really appreciate that. So as I mentioned, we have, a cabinet member really for anything. We have one for basic needs, one for well-being, one that represents multicultural students, one for international students. We have grad student representation. We have Polytech representation. So we really hope to be more of a present figure in Student Senate this year. We hope that we will just blend in with you all and you'll start to see us just as other folks that you see in Senate a lot. So reach out at any time. I'll kick it over to Cameron now to talk about sort of our input or impact.
Yeah, guys. I see a lot of faces I haven't saw yet before. Go ahead and slide down. But I'd just like to thank you guys. The work that we do in this body, a lot of times it's thankless. A lot of times it goes behind the scenes and gets swept under the rug. No one knows what we do necessarily, but you make a positive impact on this campus. And the work that you do, it can transform into powerful things. You might have saw the Morris Family Multicultural Center. That was a resolution that passed 3.5 years ago, and it came into fruition. You might have saw in the news, USC commendation that we passed. Maybe it was bad taste, but the stuff that we do, it gets in front of people's eyes, and it has the capabilities to positively impact this campus. So thank you guys for being a part of this body, and I look forward to working to accomplish great things with you. And I yield the floor to Michael.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust that. That's not. Yeah, what Cameron said is 100% right. And I just want to call out the fact that out of the majority of the Big 12 institutions, out of the majority of KBOR institutions, Kansas State University has had probably one of the longest standing histories of shared governance between the university and students. And that is exceptionally cool. I mean, Dr. Lane was pulling out things. What was the date when he referenced some year, I think it was like 1940, when Student Senate was like first brought together. Blake, you're gonna have to help me on this.
I know that we have minutes dating back to 1950.
Yeah.
I think we had something in like 1945.
45 maybe, somewhere
And
around there.
then,
Read everyone.
and right before that, actually it was like a few years after the foundation of the university, we literally had like a student advisory council that played a huge role in where we are today. So I just want to call that out. Like, it is incredibly important, and you all are difference makers. And that's exactly what we're trying to do this year. So Ari, if you want to go to the next slide, we put together all the initiatives from both campaigns, ranked them based on the prioritization, things that we wanted to focus on, things that, either are feasible or maybe aren't as feasible. And I'm here today really just to provide a vision that we're trying to come to as a university. And this vision isn't something that we're going to accomplish overnight, but it's a vision. We're envisioning a K-State where student leaders come together at a roundtable with their representatives, with all of you on a regular basis so that we keep our finger on the pulse of the student body. We're envisioning a K-State where victims of sexual assault are able to bring their cases forward and have them heard in a fair trial. And on top of that, we're envisioning a K-State where students will have an exam in the grade book before the drop date actually comes. And on top of that, we're envisioning a K-State where students will be able to submit their passions and instantly be connected and have their information shared with clubs and organizations that can easily loop them into living out those passions on campus. Also envisioning a K-State where financial status isn't a barrier for running for the office of student body president and vice president. And on top of that, we're hoping to envision a Kansas State University where you can pull out your phone and access your Wildcat ID either to make a transaction or a sale or access a building on campus. Now, I want to call out the fact that a lot of these initiatives—
I'm sorry, time has expired.
Uh-oh.
Time for the speakers have expired. Is there a motion to extend Senator Rodriguez?
I move to send the speaker out of 5 minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to extend the speaker's time by 5 minutes. Are there any objections? Seeing none, go ahead.
Gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's going to take time. We have to be patient. We can't expect things to happen overnight, but we can expect to move the needle forward just a little bit each day at a time. And I know that we're all done campaigning. Campaign season is over and in the past, but we need everyone's support in order to make these dreams a reality. And I just want to end on the fact that together, our goal is to leave Kansas State University much better than what we found it. And we're going to have the best damn term that has ever existed. So thank you. We're here for you. We're here for the 20,854 students on this campus. Go Cats, horns down, and we stand for questions.
Are there any questions for our executive branch team members? Senator Scharnhorst.
If we have a particular initiative that we're interested in, who is the person we should reach out to?
Go right to Maggie and she will get you connected.
I'm very sorry, guys.
dropped the ball, yeah.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for our executive branch? Seeing none, thank you all very much for the presentation. Are there any other directors who have a report tonight? Director Kulkarni.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's so nice to be back in person and back in the Wildcat Chambers. So our report is pretty short. So my name is Vedant Kulkarni. I am the current SGA International Affairs Director. And
my name is Manny, and I am the current Multicultural Affairs Director.
So Manny and I, we are both part of Wildcat Dialogues Planning Committee. So Wildcat Dialogues is K-State's signature intercultural learning event for all new students. However, it's not limited to new students. If you guys want to participate, learn more about intercultural communication, everyone is more than welcome to do so. At Wildcat Dialogues, you'll get to learn the importance of engaging in meaningful dialogues, learn to engage, use tools to engage in dialogues that help us, talk about our cultural differences, get to know how the act of creating community of belonging at K-State. So the structure of it will be that first you'll be shown a video of various speakers, including Manny over here, talking about their experiences at K-State. And then you will have a small group of 10 people where you will have a dialogue, a conversation for around 45 minutes to an hour.
And and basically after that, there will be like mini dialogues going on throughout the school year. So anyone is welcome to sign up for that. And I am currently going to be facilitating those throughout the year too. So at any time, hit me up and I can get you connected.
Yeah, so I've sent the information to Speaker Phillips. He'll be sending out it with minutes about the website from which you can register for Wildcat Dialogues. If you have already participated in Wildcat Dialogues and would love to serve as a facilitator, we are looking for facilitators. All the information is available on the website for Wildcat Dialogues. Wildcat Dialogues will be held on 4 separate days. The main event will be held on 4 separate days at different timings between Monday, September 13 to Thursday, September 16.
All right. Yeah. And like he said, that will be sent out with the minutes as well, so that that link is easily accessible. Are there any questions? Senator Booz.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. You mentioned that there were other dialogues throughout the year. Do you have to go to the main kind of Wildcat dialogues to go to those?
No, everyone is welcome at all dialogues.
Nice, thanks.
Any further questions for our speakers? Seeing none, thank you all very much for your report. All right, are there any further directors who have a report tonight? Parliamentarian O'Donoghue has a report.
Thank you, Blake, and hello, everybody. So as Blake sent out with the agenda, we are doing shirts again. And before I can get the order form, we have to decide on a design. So if you click on the link that was sent out, then you can look at all of these lovely designs. None of them are professionally done, so please do not judge them too harshly. Before we can get a professional mock-up, again, we have to choose a design. Yeah, so those are all the designs. And then along with shirts, I also got us the options for long sleeve sweatshirts and hoodies. So if you're interested in any of those options, I'm just trying to gauge interest, and please select the boxes that apply. And these are the confirmed prices that I've gotten. If you need like a more flexible payment plan, please reach out to me. I want to make sure everyone's included, and everyone who wants a shirt has a shirt. There's a section on the form to contact me personally. Of course, that will be private. And yeah, if you could please have these forms in by Wednesday, next week, September 8th, that would be great, just so I can get the ball rolling on shirts. And hopefully we can have them by the end of September if we are able to reach that date. And everybody turns in their order forms on time. Thank you.
Any questions? Senator Booz.
Yeah, it looks like you might be using some sort of like ranked voting system to pick the
Yes.
different, which design would win. So is there a particular system you're using?
Well, if you like design 1 the most, then that would be your first choice.
Right.
So just regularly like that, if that answers your question.
Not particularly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you please clarify?
Yeah, I just have an interest in different voting systems. And that sort
Oh,
of thing, and so I was
okay.
wondering how you were calculating.
Have you ever used this Google form before? Like this ranked choice voting form before?
I think so.
Okay, well, if you, like I have access to it, but I'm on Michael's account right now since I can't log into my own, or else I could show you that it shows me like graphs of the first choice, second choice, third choice, etc. And so I can see all of that. And then I'm just going to garner like the clear majority who picked one of the options as the first choice. From this morning, I had 2, and now at the end of this meeting, I'll have around 12 that have been submitted. So I can tell you already who is winning right now, if you give me just a second.
Also, I don't know if you all saw, but there's a hoodie option on there, and I am pumped for that hoodie option. So
And sweatshirt.
and sweatshirt, yeah.
Yeah,
So
sweatshirt.
get those votes in.
So right now, design 2 has a clear majority over the rest. So yeah,
All right, thanks.
Ariana, what does design 2 look like again? Just curious.
bold SGA logo, I believe. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Anyway, sorry, big fan. Are there any other questions for Parliamentarian O'Donoghue? Senator Glasscock.
By any chance, was a front pocket design?
I can for sure get price, if you're serious, I can get price quotes on that, but that'd be awfully silly.
Love the banter. Any further questions out there? Senator Rook.
They like one of those receipt for does not show them the shirt. Are you still obligated to get a shirt?
No, of course not. You don't have to get a shirt. I'll be sending out a separate order form so everyone who wants the shirt design can have the shirt design.
Senator or Director Atchison, you have a question.
HB comfort colors or just like?
Yes, I'm ordering through Gildan and most of the designs that I have are comfort colors. I also did some preliminary research on like the feel, because feel is really important to me in shirts. And I should just say now, the company is owned by my grandmother. So I know the quality of the shirts and like the sweatshirts. And I can vouch for them. I've used them for my middle school and also my high school like theater production. So we love small businesses. Debbie O'Donoghue's a queen.
Are there any further questions for Parliamentarian O'Donoghue? Senator Bannister.
Is there a phone pocket within the hoodie pocket?
Is there a phone? No, it's just a singular hoodie pocket. Sorry.
Senator Booz.
This is not a question. I wanted to note that Billy Croswell had a question.
Oh, thank you very much. Sorry. First meeting hybridized. So Senator Croslow, go ahead.
Should design 3 read? Student?
Yeah, should that be governing association, not student government association?
Yes, it should be, which is again, my bad. I did these, I would like to note, at 5 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, I mean, we get the idea. I just want to make sure that when it goes to final production,
Yeah.
it's governing. That might influence some voting.
Sorry. That might influence the voting, which is why I tried to have these as professional as possible, but I didn't have anyone to vouch because again, 5 a.m. But I can quickly change that when I get home and like re-upload that if that would be like a big deciding factor in your voting.
Thank you very much, Senator Croslow. Any other questions out there for Parliamentarian O'Donoghue? All right, seeing none, I'll now seek any further directors' reports for the night. And seeing none on that one, we'll move into our second open period. Are there any second open period speeches for tonight? Normally we'll have a little bit more legislation than this, but because it's our first meeting of the year, we're a little bit light. Caucus Leader Kidd.
All right, I will keep my comments brief. So good evening, everyone. I just wanted to let you all know that let me back up a little bit. I not rehearse this, sorry. So a little bit about me for those that do not know me. So my name is Marcus. I'm a grad student senator. I've been a caucus leader for the past few years, but I actually was an undergraduate student senator. I started off in the College of Ed, then moved to being a senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. With that too, I'm also a townie of Manhattan, was born and raised here. I just turned 30 a few weeks ago. Crazy. In my dirty 30s, but LOL, that's really funny. So, but having lived here so long and having been affiliated with K-State for so long and being in this amazing room with all of you, I realized too with that, like my passion for serving people, I wanted to kind of expand it beyond just the student body here at K-State. So I know I'm connected with a lot of you on social media, but I'm also not connected with a lot of you on social media too. So I just wanted to share with everyone in the room that I'm running for city commission. So that's exciting and really exciting. Yes. And so I just wanted to bring that to the group and just say that I would appreciate any and all support that you'd want to throw my way if you wanted to do that. I have a website too. It's kidforcommission.org. So kid, my last name, number 4, and then the word commission.org. And you can check out a lot more about my background. You can put your address in if you want a campaign sign to help support my initiative. That'd be great. But with that too, if you want to connect more on like why I want to run and everything, I don't want to spend the time to necessarily talk about that here, unless people want to know that information. But overall, I really just want to help represent more of the student voice with the city. I feel like there are a lot of decisions that are made that aren't necessarily taken with the student's voice in mind. And I feel like for you all, we're all here for like 4 to 5 years for undergrad and then we leave, but we're here more than what we are in our hometowns. And so I think being able to draw more of that connection to of the student body to our city leadership is important. So that's why I want to run to try and impact and change that. So that's it. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Are there any questions for Caucus Leader Kidd? Seeing none, thank you very much. Are there any further speakers for second open period? Senator Booz.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to follow that up, especially since I didn't plan this. Yeah, but I just wanted to get up here and let you know about something that I'm going to be submitting within the next couple of weeks, which is changing our presidential election system to a ranked voting system called instant runoff voting. So the intent is to submit that piece of legislation, which is a fairly substantial overhaul of a bunch of our elections regulations in 2 weeks. And then have a vote on that by the end of September. And so we're currently working on meeting with IT to finalize what the potential price might be. And I'm currently trying to kind of do revisions on that piece of legislation and then get it out to the people who have already expressed interest in seeing that piece of legislation before we submit it. And so one, if you are interested in reviewing that piece of legislation, please reach out to me at awbooze@ksu.edu or talking to me after Student Senate. Love to hear from you and love to get your feedback on that before we go into this final stretch on that. And then too, if you've got any questions, about how that works or anything else about it, feel free to ask them as well. So yeah, nothing big, just letting you know this is coming.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Chief of Staff Billman.
Can you give us like your elevator speech of what IRB is?
Yeah, really the elevator pitch is relatively simple. It's IRB is a ranked voting system, which means that when you implement it, one, you don't need a primary, which means that you have it's easier to convince more people to vote on one day rather than two. And then two, we make sure that even if we don't have a primary, and if we have like 5 or 6 candidates, the winning candidate still is supported by a majority. If not their first choice, the winning candidate is still their second or third choice. And so it kind of preserves the characteristics of the system we have while also making it simpler and easier to use and motivate people to vote in.
Yeah, and just as a heads up, there will be a much more in-depth presentation in the future about exactly how this works, how votes are complicated, and all of that different type of stuff. Caucus Leader Kidd, you had a question.
I remember when you presented on this the first time, and my question is, has IT given you any information on like what that kind of lift would look like transferring from our current voting system to this new one if it would pass?
Right. So if it passed, it would be some level of cost for them to implement the new features because it doesn't currently support kind of being able to rank multiple people in order. And so that's the major ask that we're asking. They have delivered a document last year during COVID-19 that would kind of lay out how much work they'd be having to do. I'm not entirely sure of the exact numbers with all of what we're asking for. And I believe the ballpark figure is around $2,000 if in SGA money, actually.
Yeah, and tentatively, we got an email really late today that I think we might be meeting on Wednesday with IT. So that number should be available before Student Senate next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's Wednesday the 15th, so it wouldn't be next week. It would be the
I only got to glance at it. Gotcha. Awesome, thanks. Any further questions for Senator Booz? Senator Scharnhorst.
Besides the problem with IT, what are the other, or what have been the other obstacles to putting this together?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's been mostly coordination with IT. The other obstacle is just making sure that everyone knows how it works in a way that makes sense. Last time, 2 years ago, when we were presenting a resolution that was SGA's support for this, I believe there were a couple of people who had concerns not based on how the system works, but how they thought it worked, which wasn't how it actually worked. So, I mean, it is important that we explain it clearly and concisely, and that's what I intend, Blake and I intend to do.
All right, any further questions for Senator Booz? Seeing none, thank you very much for your open period speech. Are there any further speakers out there for our second open period? Seeing none, we will go to Senate shout outs with Speaker Pro Tem Saya.
All righty. First, shout out to RJ Solomon. Your shoes were incredible. Where can I get them? This one is in all caps. Shout out to everyone for being part of the most amazing SGA on this side of the Mississippi. I love you all. Shout out to Blake's Couch for being the best nap spot on campus. Shout out to Senator Croslow for keeping diligent records. All love. Blake Phillips is a swag monster. A shout out to Michael Dowd III, our short king. Shout out to Blake for his quirky presentation skills. Shout out to Senator Glasscock for he truly has the best hair in all of student government. Shout out to being in person. Nice to see you all. Ashley, way to rock the first meeting. Michael. Shout out to the intern coordinators. You all rock for bringing the next gen of student leaders. Shout out to meteorologists. Watching tornadoes sounds difficult. Shout out to the Collegian for losing our kickball game on September 19th. Just kidding, we actually appreciate your work in reporting on us. Shout out to Speaker Pro Tem Saya for working incredibly hard all the time and also for cooking all of my food. You're welcome, Senator Porter. Shout out to Marta for having 6-foot energy. Shout out to Maggie for making every meeting she's in enjoyable. Shout out to Laura Bain for being the best name friend there is and a kick-ass grad senator. Shout out to Lauren Dock for keeping us calm during the tornado watch. Shout out to Senator Scheer for joining us via Zoom all the way from France. Shout out to the newly renamed Student Services Fee Committee, should 100% be abbreviated as STUFI from now on. I don't endorse that. Shout out to Senator Koch for looking so dapper this evening. Shout out to Blake for ironing his shirt. Ironing is in quotes. Shout out to Caucus Leader Taha for looking like a sharply dressed man. Shout out to Senators Taha and Koch for their slick fits. To those wearing lavender blazers, you make Senate fun. Marcus for City Commission. And finally, I want to be Marcus' kid when I grow up.
Love it. We love Senate shout outs. Make sure to submit those each week to recognize people up front. So with that, we'll move into our second roll call for the night.
Bain. Bannister.
Here.
Barron. Bellamy.
Here.
Binkley. Blood. Booz. Collo. Carr. Compton. Croslow.
Here.
Cunningham. Demott. Doc. Dunlap. Elliott. Insero. Esslinger. Farthing. Frederick. Fuss. Gann. Glasscock. Holland. Hotzel. Jambunathan. Kidd. Koch. Kramer. Lane. Lister. Long. Lynn. Marquez. May. Mayor. McPhee. Monteith. Nelson. Pineda Gomez. Porter. Prester. Ryman. Rissenberg. Riffle. Rodriguez. Rook. Solomon. Scharnhorst. Shear. Splekel. Stout. Taha. Thomas. Vogelmore. Wallace. Warren. Willis. And Willis.
All right, and with that, I will now seek a motion for adjournment. Senator Compton.
I move to adjourn.
We don't technically have to do it, but I'll accept it. It has been moved and seconded to adjourn. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we stand adjourned. Travel home safe, have a great day, and go Cats.
Why does it say you want a quality? I literally could not find my quality.